Hey, thanks for the time, Jalen.
Yes, sir.
So the item you have for Eagles Radiothon is centered around your book, Better Than a Touchdown, the children's book. So someone can bring their child and 5 of their friends for a private reading of the book with you, and then a tour of the NovaCare facility. Why a children's book? Why did you decide to write a children's book?
Well, it's always been a dream of mine. I know the influence that it's had on me, and so I just felt like it was my season to pay it forward.
I was talking to Jack earlier about the children's books, and I remembered a couple of mine that I remember even to this day growing up. Like I loved Goodnight Moon. I loved The Phantom Tollbooth. Was there a book that you were a kid that you look back and you remember as one of your favorites?
There's a book specifically written by Tiki Barber and his brother.
Yes.
And I remember going to the library in elementary school and really gravitating towards that, and it's something I've held with me for a very long time. And so, obviously, to be able to fulfill dreams and set goals and fulfill those goals, simple inspiration from a children's book like that was a lot for me. So you never know what seed you can plant for someone else through a children's book. So I figured, why not pay it forward in that way?
Yeah, it's funny. In my neighborhood, there's a little box where people can drop off books or take books, and I saw that book in there. And I used to work with Tiki, so I took a picture of it and I sent it to him, and he was thrilled. He still remembers that book to this day. I'm sure he'd be thrilled to know that you loved that book when you were a kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So can we talk about a little football here?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, not major injuries, but AJ has been suffering with a hamstring, and Devontae, and then Landon has had his thing. And there probably weren't a ton of whole first-team reps with everyone. How do you feel going into the first game with the sort of limited time you've been able to play with those guys?
You just, you continue to take it a day at a time. I think given the quality reps that we have had and everyone that's been available, I think we've been getting better and taking steps daily. And so it's been a constant comfort that's been built with everyone. And so, when you have a established foundation with the core that's here, you want to build on those things, and that's what we have this time now. So the number one thing has been being confident in everyone as they step out on the field, and then continue to build and polish up some of those things before we get in some live action.
Mm-hmm. What's the off-season work relationship been like for you and new OC? Although he's been on the staff for a few years, so he's not new to sort of working with you in the office, but he's working directly with you. What's that been like for yourself and Kevin, sort of merging, I guess, your minds into what the offense should look like this year?
Yeah, I think it's gone relatively well. Coach has come in and he's been here and he's been able to have a unique perspective on what we've done offensively and how we've been able to evolve and how different players have matured. And so even for him throughout my maturation, he's seen those things up close for Smitty, for Landon and Dallas. And, Dallas was established before then. But seeing guys grow and evolve over time, and I think he has a unique perspective on that. And been able to see the cadence and the flow of how we've done things over the past, and he's had a big input on that as well. And so, he's able to kind of make his own way, and I see a lot of confidence in him in that. He's come in very convicted in what he sees, and has a real plan of what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, and it's our job to go out there and bring it to light. And continue to have those conversations, and me communicate with him so we can just continue to go out there and play winning football.
I was gonna say, man, you're going into what, your 6th year now, right? This is the 6th season, I believe, for you. You're going into your 6th year, and at that quarterback position, I would imagine the more. When I use the word command or control, I don't want to make it sound as if it's possessive from your perspective, just more or less having more, intel and impact and influence on the offense. Is that where you sort of see where you're at now in your career, where you can have those type of conversations with Kevin Patullo and sort of put your imprint on the offense as well?
Well, I won't just say that. I give it just a journey of its own. I think when you have change of coordinators year in, year out, it's hard to build that within yourself regardless, but him having his vision and what he wants to do as a player, I'm just in sponge mode. I'm trying to be the best that I can be and take in everything that he's put on the table and trust his direction of where we're going. And then once you find that flow, then you have conversations and you tune it up and you get to where you want to be. But for me, I have that approach. I always have that approach. Experience is the biggest teacher. And when you've had experience with different people and all different, memories and flows that you have with each coach from a quarterback's perspective. And so this year we'll find out how that flow is with Coach KP, and I have a lot of confidence in it.
When you think about the quarterback I'm saying this is the most important position in sports. And when you think about the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, who I know you've studied and you've looked at, aside from winning the games, the best ones win the games, what do you think the most important traits all of them share are? They all play the game a different way, but I'm sure there are some traits that they all have. What do you think are the most important ones for a quarterback?
The common thing that I see is efficiency and production and how they produce.
We saw some photos.
Okay.
We saw you're a Jordan Brand guy. We saw some photos with you and Michael Jordan this offseason. It must have been amazing to spend time with him. Is there any advice that he gave you or words of wisdom that you can share? Because having that opportunity to spend time with him, we don't get that. So what was that like, and did he give you any advice?
Well, we've had the opportunity to build a special relationship, and it's grown over time from distant respect and admirer to kind of growing close and being able to have really good conversations, that stretch different parts of the shoes that we feel in our lives. And it's one that I value. I think, pertaining to the game, it's the passion that you have. The passion that you have for what you do, and the work ethic and ownership that you take in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously wasn't alive to see him play the game of basketball in his time, but knowing that he's been there and he's played ball at a championship level, those conversations are timeless.
Yeah, I love your thirst for knowledge from the greats of the past, right? You talk about your relationship with Michael, listening to Peyton Manning talk about you and conversations you guys have had. I think I've read where you've been in conversation with Tom Brady in the offseason. That kind of piqued my interest. Those are two quarterbacks. You guys play totally different styles when you talk about the quarterback position. Yeah. And I'm wondering, what are some of the things that in those conversations you try to draw from them that you can sort of implement into your game, whether it's on the field or it's just in the classrooms?
Well, I think the most important thing about it is just being present and being hungry for knowledge, having a thirst for knowledge. The game and the quarterback's position specifically, it's a mental game. It's a mental game, and it's almost it's almost a sense of there's not almost you have to have a sense of mental development and maturity, emotional development and maturity to really play the position, and that's something that I've been able to endure and learn from over the past. And then obviously being able to refine your talent. Everybody has different techniques. Everybody expresses themselves differently on the field from an output standpoint, but being able to respond from adversity and get ahead of things and kind of have good discernment in certain moments, and have a cerebral approach to everything. I think that's very important when playing a position, and just try and build on those things.
Jalen, one of the things that I think is most amazing about what you're able to do is tuning out the noise where you play. I grew up here. Philadelphia is the noisiest place in the world to play football. What advice would you give someone who is having trouble with that? Like, what steps can you take to become someone who can do that?
Whether there's noise or not noise, it's a matter of staying within yourself and giving your best and chasing your passion and being the best as you can be. It's in anything, you have to keep the main thing, and every day you go to work and you put the work in so you can be the best you can be for the group and the people around you. So that's the objective goal.
If I say someone is a great leader, what does that look like? Like, what does great leadership look like to you?
Oh man, everybody. There's different types of leadership. I think. There are different types of leadership. Not one way. So I don't know that I have an answer for it.
Okay. We have one final question, and we really appreciate your time today. There was, I forget who. I think it was Elliot who asked you. There were all these pictures of the Super Bowl ring ceremony, and you had the ring in the box. We need to know that at least at home, at some point, you put the ring on. So, did you put the ring on at any point?
I don't know why we're still talking about
this. We want to know that you enjoyed it, I think. Like, we go through you played, but as fans, we sort of live vicariously through you. Yeah. We just want to make sure that you enjoyed it. That's all.
I hear where you come from. Whether I put it on or not, that's not pertinent, but
okay.
I definitely enjoyed it.
Okay, all right, for sure. As long as you enjoyed it.
Hopefully we can enjoy more.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the time. Of course, everything you're doing for the Eagles Autism Foundation. People can bid now at eaglesradiothon.com. It's up to $8,100. A very special experience for you, your kid, some of their friends with Jalen and his new book, Better Than a Touchdown. Thank you so much for your time. We're so proud of what happened last year, and we can't wait to see Thursday night.
Thank you, sir. You guys enjoy.
All right, brother.
Thank you, Jalen.
Appreciate it.